joystick. Neo Geo. Cool red cabinet, name that stick. Neo Geo. 4 right buttons and 2 joysticks. Neo Geo. Cool red cabinet, name that stick.
Hey guys, it's me, the Neo Geo Fanatic, and this time we're looking at another collection instead of an individual game. This time it's King of Fighters, the Orochi Saga. But right off the bat, I want you to know that King of Fighters Orochi Saga spans from 1994 to 1997, if you want to be all chronological or whatever. But I'm not going to focus at all on King of Fighters 94 and 95, based on the fact that King of Fighters 94 was kind of like an introduction game, right? And it's more of a like, hey, this is SNK bringing out a new fighting game franchise, here's what you're going to expect for years to come. And 95 was part of the storyline of the Orochi Saga, but I already did a review of it. All you need to know is, Rugal Bernstein's a bad guy. He's a weapons dealer, he's rich and evil, and he wants to turn fighters into gold statues because he has a lust with it or something. And he got defeated by Kyo. Well, actually, he self-destructed because of a certain power he came across. We'll get to that later. So, we're going to primarily focus on King of Fighters 96 and 97, based on the fact that those games I didn't review yet. And also, this is the first time I'm going to focus solely on the storyline instead of, gameplay elements. Now, if I focused on every single team's story, it would be like reading a freaking Lord of the Rings novel, and it'll probably take 4 days to review it in a single shot. So, we're going to focus on the main central storyline of this. So here's King of Fighters 96.
So here is the intro. This is 1 year after King of Fighters 95 and the defeat of Rugal Bernstein, who happens to be an evil boss and is related to the Orochi Saga that we'll address later. And there's newcomers like Kasumi Todo, the boss team, Mr. Big, Wolfgang Krauser, and Geese, and it's a good game. It's probably my favorite of the Orochi Saga games. Then you have Mature and Vice, and everyone is together to fight a new evil, a new badassy at the end of the game, like they do all the freaking time. So let's get started. So here's some of the gameplay of King of Fighters 96, and as you can see, it plays very similar to King of Fighters 95, except that some of the characters have new moves, and everyone has their own stages. You have the boss team in it, and yeah, it's an improved version of King of Fighters 95. And here's something interesting. There's Vice, Rugal's secretary in King of Fighters 95. And Mature, Rugal's ex-secretary in King of Fighters 94.
Well, that's kind of weird, having Rugal's secretaries being with Iori Yagami in a fighting game. Well, I guess they had nothing better to do since, Rugal freaking died. So they're like, hey, Iori's hot. Let's hang out with him. But it turns out that these secretaries are actually working for Goenitz. Leopold Goenitz, you'll see a little bit later. And they are evil. They are evil as can be, even though drop-dead sexy. But they're keeping an eye on Iori Yagami, making sure that he follows the purpose of an evil plan that involves Orochi later on.
So when you beat all the characters, all the teams, you fight the sub-boss. Just like any other game. But this is interesting because this is one of the very few fighting games that has a sub-boss that's a woman. Her name is Chizuru Kagura. And she's giving you information on how she wants to test your power to see if you have what it takes to beat her and this evil Orochi that's going to be coming about later in the series. And the reason why she wants to test your power is because she witnessed your team defeating Rugal Bernstein and seeing if you're up for the test. So, here it goes. Boop de doop de doop de dop, doopy 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 dop, doopy 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 dop, doopy 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 dop. I'm a big guy, I'm gonna throw a girl and smash her. The end. So here's another cutscene. After you defeat Chizuru, she tells you who she is and what's going on. And it turns out that she is a protector of the sealed off Orochi. And basically, Kyo Kusanagi, Yoriyagami, and Chizuru are descendants of the ancestors that sealed Orochi in the first place. And Orochi's an evil 8-headed snake demon. And later on comes in personification. And it turns out that the guy that works for Orochi, one of the 4 heavenly kings of Orochi, Leopold Goenitz, gave power to Rugal in King of Fighters 95 after fighting him to see if he could handle the power of Orochi. However, Rugal self-destructed. He frickin' blew up. He frickin' got fried because he couldn't handle the power of Orochi. And it also turns out that this Goenitz fellow ripped out Rugal's right eye. What a freaking badass. Not only that, he killed Chizuru's older sister, who was originally the guardian of the sealed off Orochi. And Rugal got his eye ripped out, and Chizuru's sister freaking is 6 feet under the ground. What an asshole. So, Chizuru said, there's not much time going to be left. This evil Goenitz fellow is going to come over and try to kick your ass and defeat you, so his plans to resurrect Orochi can be obtained. So, there you have it. Also, it turns out that Kyo Kusanagi actually met Goenitz before this tournament and fought him, and lost. Goenitz beat the crap out of Kyo and was like, ha ha ha, get back to me when you're stronger, pussy.
Man, that Goenitz is a badass dude. Killing Chizuru's older sister, confronting Kyo and kicking his ass left and right, and then challenges him again, ripping out Rugal Bernstein's right eye. Oh my god, this guy is probably one of the most feared villains in fighting game history. Also, fun information, he is the biggest badass and the most cheesiest bad fucking boss ever in King of Fighters history. And that's my opinion, but also the opinion of many others. Goenitz is freaking fearsome. Try playing on difficulty level 8 against Goenitz. You're doomed. There's no way around it. His freaking tornadoes, man, will rip you to shreds.
Yeah, I think Benimaru can do this job quite well. Goenitz teleporting in freaking tornadoes. I don't like him. Alright, go bye-bye. Lose! So now Goenitz basically finally says, you defeated me, but I'm not going to change anything. Orochi will have his will. He will destroy the world, make existence nothingness, just being a complete asshole. And there you have it. Goenitz is dead. Now let's start off with King of Fighters 97, the final conclusion of the Orochi saga.
Well, that's a look at King of Fighters 96, okay? Little tidbit of information you need to know, or keep in mind for the future of the series, is the fact that Yori, at the very end of his storyline, he killed Mature and Vice, supposedly. They somehow come back in King of Fighters 13, but whatever. But he slaughtered them because he had the right of the blood, because he's part of the Orochi. His ancestors made a pact with Orochi, the Yagami clan, and the pact basically said that you're going to live a really short life but become super powerful, and you will be a slave to Orochi, basically. So, the secretaries are dead, kinda. And also, keep in mind, in King of Fighters 97, you're going to see the other 3 Heavenly King of Orochis. You know how Goenitz said he was one of them. There's 3 more, and they're freaking fierce. Now let's take a look at King of Fighters 97.
Man, I love intros. Really gets you psyched up for the game that you're playing. Especially kick-ass ones where you see lightning bolts, or, some guy smashing rocks, or fire, and some hot chick, and Billy Kane, and Yamazaki. Aha! They're in this too. Nutballs. And yeah, Shingo Yabuki is now a part of the cast, the Kyo lover boy, fanboy I should say. And there's our villains, the three heavenly kings of Orochi, Yashiro, Chris, and Chermi. Let's get this party started! Wah!
Now, one thing I noticed between King of Fighters 96 and 97 is 97 gives you more options than 96, you know, to choose a gauge and all that. But in 97, the whole entire atmosphere of the game has changed. In King of Fighters 96, all the characters had their own stages. All the teams had their own individual stages that you go to. In King of Fighters 97, it made it look like a tournament that they're being sent to some random location without characters having their own special place. And that kind of was a bummer to me, you know, because like I'm a big fan of having characters have their own stages, having their own music. And that's another thing. King of Fighters 97, only a few handful of characters have their own theme song. The rest of it is all background noise. I don't know. The gameplay in 97 has improved a lot. However, 96 has that special thing with me.
Okay, it's time to let you guys in on a little secret. If you choose Kyo, Iori, and Chizuru, which are obviously not next to each other as a full-fledged team, you will have the correct storyline. You'll have the correct ending. They are the sacred treasure teams. They are the heroes. They are the saviors. Okay, so here's some gameplay footage. You have like it's really tournament-like. Especially this cutscene here. It's like, wow, it's being covered by a news station on television, Satellite News Network. And yeah, it almost makes you feel like you're playing a martial arts tournament instead of these random fighters just clashing with each other. Pretty neat. I like the presentation. Kudos. Okay, back to the storyline. Turns out that after you win a tournament, Leona freaks out and has Riot of the Blood because a little bit of backstory on her is she's an orphan who basically got powered up by the Orochi from Goenitz. Goenitz basically used her as a pawn for this very moment. So she's about to go crazy, lose her mind because of Goenitz. And she ended up slaughtering her whole family after Goenitz manipulated her the first time. So now we have to fight Riot of the Blood Leona. And man, this is a fierce fight. Leona is sped up and crazy. Like, all of her moves are executed a lot faster, and she's pretty brutal. So after you're done fighting Riot of the Blood Leona, Orochi Leona, you're introduced to the three heavenly kings of Orochi. And they are just fierce. Like, they basically were using the fighters in this tournament to gain energy for the Orochi to take over and become a god again and wipe out everything in existence. And also, it turns out that because of the legend, because of the past, 1800 years ago, Kyo's girlfriend's in the mix too, as one of the 8 maidens that they failed to capture and used to gain power for the Orochi. So, now we gotta fight these 3 fuckheads. So you have to battle through this evil team. Chris is one of them. Chermi is the next. And the most feared of them is Yashiro. And Yashiro is just a nasty. I mean, he is just a crazy grappling, screwed up fuckhead. I hate him. He's so annoying. But that's the Orochi team. After you defeat him, then you have to fight Orochi.
Man, Orochi has this big fixation on nothingness, like restoring the world, humanity, everything involved into nothingness. I wonder what nothingness would be like. Oh, holy crap. Wow. Nothingness is like... It's like... I don't remember. I don't freaking remember! Yeah, I don't like nothingness. It's just too empty. Ugh.
And here's the fight of Orochi. Enjoy. And here's the epic punch that does everything, that makes this game so cool. Iori is holding Orochi, and then Kyo is going to deliver the finishing blow while Chizuru seals him up. Put that bastard back in the cage. Animals shouldn't be left out unattended. Oh yeah! And there you have it. The end.
The three divine vessel team that defeated Orochi 1800 years ago did it again, and hopefully he stays in this place. I wish they could kill Orochi instead of seal him away, but then again, you can't really do that to a god. It's kind of impossible. But it's a great series. The Orochi Saga made the rest of the series, paved way for huge success for SNK. You know, afterwards they had the Nest Saga, and then they had the Ash Crimson Saga, and I swear there's going to be more games coming out, hopefully at least. I can't say anything bad about this series. It's one of my favorites. I do like King of Fighters 96 the best out of the Orochi Saga, but that's because it had that more old school and nostalgic feel to it that King of Fighters 97 made a little bit more modernized. But that's it. There you go. King of Fighters, the Orochi Saga. You guys take care.